Hello class 10 champions, how are you all feeling all? I hope you all are fit, fine and healthy. You all are well prepared for your exam. Today is your exam. So my dear, I have brought this very short video for you all. So before writing your exam today, kindly go through this video, watch this video, because I have brought only important topics. Those are relevant for your board exam, most expected formulas, topics, and that will genuinely help you in your board exam. So let's begin without wasting a moment. So if I talk about first chapter, real numbers. So in real numbers, the most important formula is this: to finding out the HCF and LCM between two integers, and the product of HCF and LCM is equal to the product of the integer itself. This is very important. This is very important. And to finding out, the first is this, okay, and the second finding the HCF and LCM using prime factorization method. Very important. Using prime factorization method. This is very important. You guys know how to find out HCF and LCM, very important. And third very important point is proving irrationality. You must have solved so many questions. Prove that root 5 is an irrational number, root 3 is an irrational number, 3 plus root 5 is an irrational number, such question. Okay, so kindly make sure to prepare to encounter such question in your exam today. Okay, so finding HCF and LCM, prime factorization method, proving irrationality, and this formula: HCF into LCM is equal to the product of the integers itself. Okay, now if I talk about second, polynomials, my dear. So in polynomials, quadratic polynomial is important. Quadratic polynomial important. And we all know the quadratic polynomial, the general format of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, and here a cannot be equal to 0. Now if I tell you guys like alpha and beta are the zeros, so the question which comes, the relationship between zeros and coefficient. So you all know sum of zeros, alpha into beta is equal to minus b by a, and minus b is what? Coefficient of this. So this formula is very important. Coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Okay, so the sum of zeros is equal to minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square, and the product of zeros, it means if we are considering alpha and beta are the zeros, so the product of zeros is equal to c by a, and c is what, my dear? Pure constant term at the end, pure constant, divided by a is what, my dear? Coefficient of x square. These two formulas are very important for polynomial chapter. And one very important thing, if I talk about quadratic polynomial, so quadratic polynomial is parabolic in nature. Please keep this important thing in mind. Parabolic in nature means if you draw the graph of any quadratic polynomial, like I'm drawing this graph, so the curve will be intersecting x-axis at 2 points. So these are the two zeros, means at the point of intersection decides the number of zeros. And if the curve is in vertically upward form, if the parabolic curve is opened in upward direction, it implies that a is greater than 0. And if parabolic is downward direction, the parabola is open in downward direction, but still it is intersecting at 2 points, so it implies two roots will be there. But if downward opening is there, it means a is less than 0. Okay, so this is very important. Sum of zeros is minus b by a, coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, and coefficient of x square, pure constant. Product of zeros is equal to c by a, which is pure constant by coefficient of x square. Very important. And one more important thing is here. If you know the roots, if alpha and beta are given, my dear, so how you can find the quadratic polynomial? So to find the quadratic polynomial, this is the formula will be used: x square minus alpha plus beta, sum of zeros, into x plus product of zeros is equals to 0. You guys can use this formula to find out the quadratic polynomial. If this is what, my dear, this bracket is indicating sum of zeros, right, and this alpha into beta is indicating product of zeros. Please keep this in mind, product of zeros. So if alpha and beta are already given, guys, you can find out the quadratic polynomial. So these are the most important points for your board exam today. Okay, now moving to the next chapter, pair of linear equations in two variable. You all know, if I talk about pair of linear equations in two variable, my dear champion, so pair of linear equation in two variable, basically a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0. You all know this. And second will be a2x plus b2y plus c2 will be 0. So these are the linear equations in two variable. There are how many linear equation in two variable? In every question, two linear equations two variable will be given to you. Don't worry about this. Two linear equations will be given to you. Okay. Now my dear, if we compare, so this linear equation also gives a straight line on graph, because both are linear equations. Please make sure. And this linear equation will also give you straight line on graph. Right, straight line. Both are a straight line. But sometime these straight line will be intersecting. Sometime they coincide, and sometimes they become parallel to each other. But how we can understand this without solving the without making the graph of this? So by comparison of the coefficients. So if you compare, my dear, if you compare a1 by a2 is not b1 by b2, if it is not equal to b1 by b2, if this condition comes up, my dear, it means that the lines will be intersecting. The lines will be what, my dear? Intersecting. And if the lines are intersecting, if they both are intersecting here, so how many solutions will be there? The number of x and y which satisfy both the equations. Only one solution. Only one, or we can say exactly one solution. So when exactly one solution comes up, my dear, when two pair of linear equations, exactly one solution, when two pair of linear equations intersects each other on graph, so there will be exactly one solution. And how you guys can identify whether the line will be intersecting or not? So by verifying this, if this condition is fulfilling up, if this condition comes up, then we can say intersecting line will be there. Okay, the second is, this was the first, the second is, if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 and it is also equal to c1 by c2. So my dear, if this condition is coming up, if this condition is relating between two linear equation and two variable, so basically this is my dear coincide condition. Means both the lines will be on each other, means they will be overlapping each other. So this is first straight line because linear equation there. A second will also be here on the same line. So how many solutions will be there? Every point will be satisfying. Every point will be satisfying. So how many solutions will be there? Infinite many solution. Infinite many solution will be there. Why? Because the lines are coincident. Coincide condition is there. So infinite many solutions will be there. And third is, if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2, my dear, if this condition comes up, so it means that only parallel line will be there. Oh my god, if both the lines are parallel, means this and this. So will there be any solution? Will there be any solution that satisfy both? If I am taking this point, it is not satisfying here. If I am taking this point, it is not satisfying here. So there will be no any common solution. So no solution will be there. So when no solution comes up, my dear, when no solution comes up, if you are getting this condition, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2, so this is called no solution. This is important for your exam, my dear. And we know how to solve. If I want to solve the linear equation into variables, so there are basically three methods: substitution method, elimination method, and third is cross multiplication method, but this is not in your syllabus, so I don't want to write it here. So substitution and elimination method, but this is very important. This is very important. Please make sure to prepare this keep this formula in your mind, memorize this formula, because you are going to get the question based on this. I'm telling you guys, confirm, I'm telling you guys, there will be question from this. There will be at least 1 or 2 question from this formula. This is my challenge to you all. Yes, moving to next chapter. Next chapter is quadratic equation. So now if I talk about quadratic equation, so my dear, the quadratic equation having general form is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and here a should not be equal to 0. A cannot be equal to 0. If a will be 0, so x square will be vanished. So the identification of equation will be linear. Okay, so a cannot be 0. Now if you can see here degree, so degree is 2. Can you see, my dear, degree is 2. So number of zeros will be 2. If degree is 2, so number of zeros is also called roots. So number of zeros will also be 2. Right, so there will be 2 solutions, so we can say alpha and beta. Let's say the solutions are alpha and beta. My dear, the most important topic, the most important thing in quadratic equation is, listen, there are few formulas. First formula is sum of zeros. Sum of zeros. So basically sum of zeros means alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and second is product of zeros. If we multiply the zeros of quadratic equation, it will give you c by a. Now we talk about third. Third is very important, nature of roots. Nature of roots, my dear. Nature of roots means what? When you solve quadratic equation, sometime alpha and beta both will be similar. Like first 0 is 2 and the second 0 is 2. Sometime alpha and beta both are different. Like first 0 is 2 you are getting, and the second 0 is minus 3. And sometime you cannot solve the quadratic equation. Means there will be no any zeros. No solution will be there. So there are 3 conditions. So first condition is 2 real and equal roots. So sometimes we get 2 real and equal roots. But how we can identify, how we can recognize any quadratic equation that this quadratic equation is having 2 real and equal roots? So there is very important formula, discriminant. If discriminant is equal to 0, if the discriminant of quadratic equation is 0, it means there will be 2 real and equal roots. Now you might be thinking, sir, what is discriminant? So let me tell you, the discriminant d is equal to b square minus 4ac, this formula, and this is called my dear discriminant. Very important formula. So discriminant decides the nature of roots. Okay, second, 2 distinct real roots. Distinct means both alpha and beta will be different. 2 distinct real roots. 2 distinct real roots. When d is greater than 0, I can say the d will be positive value. If d is positive, means plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, except 0, any positive number, any positive value. If d is positive, it means there will be 2 distinct roots, means both the roots will be different. Third is no roots. Yes, my dear, sometime it also comes, no roots will be there. So when no roots comes, my dear, when d is less than 0, and less than 0, it means what, my dear? D is negative. So if d is negative, no roots will be there. So there are 3 situations, very important. And again I'm telling you guys, 2026 today, in today exam, in today question paper, anyone from these 3 will be there. Yes, my dear, anyone will be there. Now very important thing, how to find the roots of zeros. So to find out the roots of zeros, there are basically 3 methods: by middle term splitting method, quadratic formula, and completing square method. But completing square method is not in your syllabus. So how to find zeros? So to find the zeros, the first method is middle term splitting method, which is also called factorization method, right? Middle term splitting method. Let me give you one example. Like I am writing here, 2x square plus 8x plus 6 equals to 0. Now can you see 6 2 are 12 and 6 plus 2 is 8. So we can split this 2x square, we can write this 6x as 8x as 6x plus 2x. So I have splitted this 8x into 2 form. into 2 families, 6x plus 2x. This is called middle term splitting method. Now by taking the common, we can find out the zeros. Second is by quadratic formula, which is also called Sridharacharya formula. By quadratic formula, this is very magical formula. Basically it comes from middle completing a square method. Yeah, this is not that video, this is short video for your revision, that's why I'm giving you direct formula. So by using this formula, x equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Yes my dear, when every door is closed, this formula open. This formula will help you whenever you are stuck in any quadratic equation. So these are very important. Yes, one more thing, quadratic equation, when you draw the graph of any quadratic equation, again parabola will be there. Parabola will be there because it is having degree 2. So the equation which is having degree 2 always form a parabola. Parabolic nature will be there. So if parabola is open in upward form, so a will be 0, and if parabola is open in downward form, a will be less than 0. So this is all about. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So the most important formula is discriminant. Please my dear, discriminant. Okay, moving to third chapter. Next chapter, arithmetic progression. So in arithmetic progression, the formula n is very important. A plus n minus 1 into d to find out any number of terms. Like if I want to find out 8th term, so we need to put n as 8. So if we put n as 8, so n minus 1, 8 minus 1 will be 7. So the formula will be a plus 7d. Right? So this is very important. Now the second formula, sum of n terms, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is very important formula, and we have one more formula for sum, n by 2, a plus l. So when last term of the AP is given to you, you can directly use this formula to find out the number of terms. Okay, now how to convert, how to find an if Sn is given. So my dear, if Sn is given in terms of n, how you can find nth term? So nth term is equal to Sn minus 1. By using this formula, you guys can get the result of nth term. If Sn is given to you, like I am giving you, Sn is equal to 2n square plus 3n. This, now what will be an? So Sn is given to you, now find Sn minus 1. So 2 into n minus 1 whole square plus 3 into n minus 1, whatever the result you will getting here, now put this here. Sn is already given, you can find out n. So these are the formulas, very important formula. An formula, a plus n minus 1 into d, this is powerful formula, and Sn formula. Only 3-4 formulas are in AP. These play important role. Now in triangle, if I talk about triangle, so in triangle, the most important thing is BPT, which is also called Thales theorem. Thales theorem, very important. So Thales theorem says that in any triangle, like this is triangle ABC, if we draw a line which is parallel to any one side of the triangle, like this is PQ, and PQ is parallel to, if PQ is parallel to BC, this is given to you, PQ is parallel to BC, then this PQ divides the other two sides into same corresponding ratio. So AP by PB will be equal to AQ by QC. This is important formula. Like if I'm giving you an example, find the value of x. Find the value of x. This is x and this is 2 given to you, and this is 4 centimeter whatever, and this is here 8 centimeter. So what will be the value of x? So we can write here na, x by 2 is equal to 4 by 8. 4 will cancel, 2 cancel, so x is equal to 1 here. Yeah, this is the answer. Whatever is, if centimeter is there, so we can write centimeter. So x by 2 is equal to 4 by. This is the power of BPT. Very important, my dear. And the converse is also possible. If you know the parallel condition, you can write this. And if you are already given this, so you can say this is parallel. The line will be parallel. So converse of BPT is also there. And similarity of triangle is important here. Similarity of triangle. And very most common used similarity triangle is double A similarity. So let me tell you this first. Double A similarity is very important. So my dear champion, in any two triangle, let's say this is ABC and this is PQR. In any two triangles, if any two corresponding angles are equal, like this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle, if any two angles are equal, then it implies that the triangles will be similar. So triangle ABC will be similar to, but make sure how to write the triangle. This is important. So if I'm writing ABC, so this position is BAC, so here will be QPR. So BAC, so Q will be middle, BAC, I'm matching BAC is equal to QPR. So BAC, so this will be Q and P will come here, this will be here. So QPR. Now you can check the corresponding angle. Check BAC, so this will be QPR, perfect. Now ACB, so PRQ, this is perfect. So how to write the triangle, this is important. So if any two angles are, and this is obvious, if two angles are equal, then third angle will also be equal, but we always consider double A similarity. Now the second is SAS similarity. So in any triangle, my dear, in any triangle, like this is ABC and this is PQR, right, and this angle is equal to this angle, and this is AB is of 2 centimeter and this is of 6 centimeter and this is of 4 centimeter and this is of 212 centimeter. Can you see this side is in corresponding ratio, 2 to the 4 and 6 to the 12, and the angle between these two sides are equal, between these two sides. That's why this will be S, this angle will be A, and this will be S. So SAS. So by side angle side similarity, we can say that triangle ABC will be similar to triangle PQR. And once you have proved that the triangle are similar, their corresponding angle will also be equal. Yes, my dear, we can write any corresponding part will be also equal to each other. This is same as corresponding, we take corresponding part of congruent triangle in 9th standard. So very important. Third is coordinate geometry. There is nothing special to tell you about coordinate geometry. So my dear, to find out distance formula, if two coordinates are there, AB, so this will be x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. A is what, my dear? Here A is having coordinate x1 y1 and B is having coordinate x2 y2. So this is called distance formula, right? This is called distance formula. Now the second is section formula. When we use this formula, my dear, when we use this formula, so basically there are 2 points, A x1 y1 and another point B x2 y2, right? And there will another P point comes. Okay, so there is AB, line joining AB, and one more point P has come here, and P has divided the line joining. I don't know the coordinate of P, so let's XY, and the division is given to you. The ratio will be given to you. In what ratio the P is divided the line joining AB. So this is known to you, this is known to you, and this is known to you, this is known to you. So how you can find X? So X will be, the coordinate X will be of P, M1, always take this value, M1 x2 plus M2 x1 divided by M1 plus M2, right? And similarly for Y, if we are taking M1, so this Y will be multiplied, so M1 Y2 plus M2 Y1 and divided by M1 plus M2. But let me tell you one very important, as per my experience that I observed, CBSE is asking regularly the question from parallelogram concept. So basically in parallelogram, midpoint formula works. So what is this midpoint formula, my dear? Listen, what is this midpoint formula? Basically, if there are 2 points x1 y1 and the line joining this is x2 y2, right? And there is a midpoint P. This is midpoint. P is midpoint. This is confirmed. This is midpoint. So M1 will be 1 and M2 will be 1. Why? Because P is the midpoint. So M1 ratio M2 will be 1 ratio 1. This section and this section will be equal to each other. So how we can find out the coordinate X and Y? So X will be the average of this. Yes, my dear. Why? Because X is the midpoint. So X will be average. So X1 plus X2 divided by what? 1 plus 1 will be 1 plus 1 will be 2. And similarly Y will be average of Y coordinate of terminals. So Y1 plus Y2 divided by 2. This formula is very important. Very important, my dear. Why? Listen, in parallelogram, this midpoint formula plays important role in parallelogram. So how question comes in board? Listen. So there will be a parallelogram given to you, right? So coordinate, let's say this coordinate is given to you 2 4. Let's say this coordinate is given to you, my dear. This coordinate is given to you. Coordinate A is given to you 2 comma 4. Let's assume this is given to you 2 comma 4. Coordinate A is 2 comma 4. Coordinate B is x comma 6. Coordinate C is minus 3 comma 2, and coordinate D is 4 comma 3. Then what will be the value of x? So the property of parallelogram is their diagonal intersects at the center. Their diagonal intersects at the center means this point, let's say this is P point. P point will be the midpoint of AC and P will be the midpoint of BD both. P will be midpoint of this diagonal and P will be midpoint of AC both. So apply midpoint formula on both the diagonal, you can get the result. Yes, my dear, just applying midpoint formula, you can get the result. And make sure whenever you are finding the distance, my dear, so always make sure to write unit. This is very important. If you are getting answer is 8, so make sure to write 8 unit. Otherwise, your marks will be deducted. Please make sure. Okay, moving to next. Introduction to trigonometry. So this is very important. So in trigonometry, you all know, if we talk about a right angle triangle and theta is here, so for this theta, this will be B base and this base perpendicular and this is hypotenuse. So you know this, sine theta is equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta is equal to base by hypotenuse, tan theta is equal to perpendicular by base. And once you get these three trigonometric ratio, the other three will be very easy. Cosec theta is the reciprocal of this, so h will by p, and sec theta can be written as h by b, and here cot theta will be equal to b by p. So this is the trigonometric ratio, my dear, according to right angle triangle. Very important. Now now trigonometric values, I hope you know, sine 0 0, sine 30 1/2. So I hope you know this. Okay. Now here the most important thing is trigonometric identities. Trigonometric identities, my dear, right? So the first identity is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, and it can be modified in so many format. So it can also be written as 1 minus sine square theta will be cos square theta. This is first, okay? And 1 minus cos square theta will be equal to sine square theta. So there are so many modifications are possible. Okay. Second identity is 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta, and again it can be modified into so many format. And 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. So there are three trigonometric identities. In this, the most important thing, question that comes from trigonometric ratio, like I'm giving you 2 sine A equals to root 3. This is given to you. 2 sine A is equals to root 3. Then what will be cosec A? This is the question. So if sine A is given to you, so can I write this sine A is equal to root 3 by 2? 2 will go there. Now if you compare, so sine is basically perpendicular by hypotenuse. So if we compare, this will be P and this will be hypotenuse. So if both are given in ratio, now draw a triangle. Take A here. For A, perpendicular will be root 3, but it is given in ratio, so we can take root 3k. This is 2, so perpendicular by hypotenuse, this will be 2k. So now you can apply Pythagoras. After applying Pythagoras, you can get the result. I think this will be k. Under 2k square, 4k square, 4k square minus 3k square, 4k square, k will be there. Now you get the result. So what will be? By the way, cosec will be the reciprocal. Now if I ask you tan A, so tan A will be perpendicular. Perpendicular is root 3k, and base we have just determined k. So answer will be root 3. So this is all about, my dear. So please make sure, and this is important. And in trigonometry, sometime this identity also used, a cube minus b cube. A minus b, a square plus b square plus AB. Okay, one thing I want to tell you, in trigonometry, if tan theta is there and cot theta is there, so in most of the question, please convert tan theta in sine by cos and cot theta cos by sine. Please make sure to convert tan and cot in sine and cos in most of the case, my dear, but it is not mandatory, but in most of the case I found. Okay, so if tan theta is there, cot theta is there, convert sine in cos, cos in sine. Okay, now moving to next chapter, some applications of trigonometry. So in some application of trigonometry, see, I can't tell you more in this, but your observation, your critical thinking will give you the marks, my dear. Okay, so the most important thing is read the question carefully and draw the diagram. Diagram is very important. Second, after drawing the diagram, labeling is important. Label the information. Labeling is important. After labeling the important, search out the right angle triangle. Yes, my dear. Search out for right angle triangle. First, draw the diagram clearly, calmly, and then label the information given in the question. Now find out the right angle triangle in which angles will be there. Angles will be there. So select that right angle triangle in which angles will be there. Now, and if you get the right angle triangle, you can apply trigonometric ratio. Now apply, the fourth point will be apply trigonometric ratio. Apply trigonometric ratio. Yes, my dear, according to your need. Tan theta, sin theta, cos theta depends on the question. So apply trigonometric ratio. And the sixth very important thing is the tan values plays very important role. Tan 45 is 1, tan 30 is 1 by root 3, and tan 60 is what, my dear? Root 3. So these three values plays important role in some applications of trigonometry: tan 45, tan 30, and tan 60. And look, let me tell you one very beautiful thing about this chapter. So generally what I found, you may get question, 1 marker question, objective MCQ question, one question will be there, and 4 to 5 marker question comes from this chapter. And if you follow the diagram, labeling, and steps, if you follow the steps, my dear, 2 or 3 marks you can get. So if you follow the steps, if you are making the diagram clearly, writing all the information, and searching the right angle triangle, naming the right angle triangle, applying the trigonometry, if unfortunately you have stuck in calculation, you are not getting the correct answer, but still your 2 or 3 marks confirmed will be there. Okay, moving to the next, circles. So in circle, the most important theorem, the theorem number 1 is when we draw two tangents from any exterior point to the circle, so tangents are always equal. Like this is P and this is the point of contact A, and this is point of contact B. So this is very important, very important. PA will be equal to PB. The tangents drawn from any exterior point, if I draw a tangent here from this point, this and this, so both the tangents will be equal to it. This is the point of contact here, like this is R, and this point of contact will be S, and this is M. So this MP MR will be equal to MS. This is very important theorem, my dear. The tangents drawn from any exterior point to the circle is important. Okay, now theorem number 2. Theorem number 2 is when we draw radius to the point of contact. Come on, my dear. When we draw radius to the point of contact of a tangent, it always 90 degree. This is tangent, draw the radius, always 90 degree. This is tangent, draw the radius, always 90 degree. This is tangent, draw the radius, always 90 degree. So the radius drawn to the point of contact are always perpendicular to the point of contact. Very important theorem. It will be playing very crucial role. Okay, now theorem number 3. Theorem number 3 is, my dear, like if there is a chord, okay, and this is center, if you draw a line from the center to the chord, my dear, so this is always perpendicular bisector of the line. It bisects the line, it bisects the chord into 2 equal parts at 90 degrees. So this is the theorem, my dear. This is the theorem. Okay, now okay, it happened. Okay, so the important question, let me tell you, important question. The important question is that question, I hope you remember, when we draw a quadrilateral circumscribed to the circle like this. This is quadrilateral A, B, C, D. When we draw quadrilateral ABC circumscribing a circle, then we prove that AB plus CD is equal to BC plus AD. And this question comes in 2 format. This is the first format, and this question may come in parallelogram format. Like ABCD will be parallelogram, and you have to prove that ABCD is at what rhombus. So if ABCD is a parallelogram, means their adjacent side, their opposite sides will be equal to each other. So we can replace this CD by AB, so 2AB, and we can replace anyone from these two. BC will be replaced by AD, so 2AB will be equal to AD, so AB will be equal to AD. And once we get that adjacent side are equal, then ABCD will be a rhombus. So this is very important, very, very important. Moving to next chapter. Okay, now area related to circle. So my dear, in area related to circle, this is circle, my dear. Okay, and if we take an arc here, and this arc is making at angle theta at the center. So my dear champion, so this is called arc, this is called arc, and the shaded figure you can see here, this is called sector, and the remaining part is called sector, but this is major sector, right? So the area of minor sector, area of minor sector, we are having formula theta by 360 into pi r square. This formula we use to find out the area of the sector, right? And area of major sector will be what, my dear? Area of major sector will be what? This will be the area of major sector, this angle. So this is 360 minus theta, right? So we can write here 360 minus theta by 360 into pi r square. Similarly, to find out the length of the arc, this length of the arc, so basically length of arc, this is minor arc, because that arc is a smaller one, because one more arc is there, this is also an arc. So the length of minor arc will be theta by 360 into 2 pi r. And similarly we can find out the length of major arc. The most important thing comes from this chapter is, like there will be a circle and there will be a chord. This chord is making angle here, like sometimes 60 degree will be there. So if 60 this is, so this will be also 60, because, and this will be also 60. Why? Because both the radius are equal. So this is right angle triangle. Then find out the area of this segment. This is called segment, my dear. So segment formed by the chord, my dear, and this is minor segment. A remaining area except minor segment will be major segment. So area of minor segment will be what? How we can find the area of minor segment? Finding out area of total sector minus area of triangle can give us area of minor segment. So we can write here area of minor sector minus area of triangle. Area of triangle, we can name this AOB. So area of triangle AOB. In most of the case, equilateral triangle will be there, and any triangle can be there. So 1 by 2 r square sin theta formula we can use. But in most of the question, the equilateral triangle will be there. The formula will be theta by 360, right? Pi r square, area of the sector minus area of equilateral triangle. So area of equilateral triangle will be root 3 by 4 a square. This is the formula of equilateral triangle. So by using this formula, we can find out the area of equilateral triangle. And if any triangle will be there, so guys, you can use this formula 1 by 2 r square sin theta. This formula plays very important role to find out the area of any triangle. If any triangle is there, just you need only angle. If theta is given there, you can find out the area, and radius will be also there. Don't take tension. So this is very important formula. These are important formula from area related to circles. Okay. Okay, surface area and volume. So in surface area and volume, as per my opinion, I think you should focus on the formula of cylinder, then hemisphere as per my experience for this today's exam. Hemisphere important. It doesn't mean like you are not going to give priority to other formulas. Other are also important. Sphere, cube, cuboid, all are important, but still you should focus on these formula more. So in cylinder, total surface area of cylinder we know 2 pi r plus h is there. Volume of cylinder is pi r square h, and curved surface area means the area of the wall, that is equal to 2 pi r h. If I talk about hemisphere, so in hemisphere, total surface area, let me show you the hemisphere. So hemisphere is like this. This is hemisphere. So there is a circular base. So circular base is having area pi r square, and this area, curved surface area, is basically 2 pi r square. So total surface area will become 2 pi r square plus pi r square will be 3 pi r square. Curved surface area will be 2 pi r square, right? And the volume, this is half of a sphere, so this is 2 by 3 pi r cube. because the volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. And cone, if I talk about cone, so total surface area will be pi r into r plus L. Look, this is cone. Okay, this is called H, this is R, and this is slant height. All are 90 degree to each other. This is H and R at 90 degrees, so we are having a right angle triangle, so we can apply Pythagoras theorem to find out H. So H can be written as under root H square plus R square. Sometime only H and R will be there, and you will be required to find out L, to calculate the curved surface area we required. Okay, so curved surface area of cone is pi r L. So to you required L, so L will not be given sometimes, so we can find out L by using this formula. And if I talk about volume, so volume is 1/3 of a cylinder if the height and radius of the cylinder is same. So this is the volume of cylinder, so 1/3 of this, so pi r square H. Okay, now let me tell you which concept based question you may get today in your exam. So the first is scooping condition, scooping out. Yeah, you know, scooping out. So my dear, scooping out means what? Like there is a cylinder here, and if you are scooping out a hemisphere from one end of the cylinder, you have scooped out this. So what will be the total surface area of remaining solid? This concept, it may appear in your exam today. Okay, so the remaining area will be what? Curved surface area of cylinder. Yes, because there will be no disturbance on curved surface area, that will be still there, because we have only scooped out one portion, one end of the cylinder. So plus this circular base also will be there, so pi r square, and plus newly exposed area. Which is newly exposed? The scoop, the hemispherical scoop, and this curved surface area will be included, so plus 2 pi r square. This is the curved surface area of what? Hemisphere. You can see here curved surface area of hemisphere, 2 pi r square. So this is all about. Okay, moving to next, statistics. So statistics, this is completely based on formula. If you don't know formula, you cannot. So mean can be calculated by using three methods, right? Direct method, I'm talking about frequency distribution table. Okay, direct method, assume mean method, and all will give you the same result. These methods have been introduced due to make your calculation easier. And third is step deviation method. All will give you same result, but my personal suggestion to you all to focus here on assume mean method for this year. Now if I talk about mode, so mode is basically most frequent value of any data, right? Most frequent. And if I talk about in frequency distribution table, so we can find out mode by using this formula, L plus f1 minus f0 upon 2f1 minus f0 minus f2 into h. This formula will help you out. By using this formula, you can find out the mode of any frequency distribution table. F0 is f1. Here f1 is what, my dear? Frequency of model class. Frequency of model class. You know model class? Model class, the class which is having maximum frequent value, whose frequency is higher. And f0 is what, my dear? Frequency preceding model class, means the frequency before model class. Okay, and f2 is what, my dear? Frequency succeeding model class, means the frequency after next to the model frequency. Okay, succeeding model class. I hope you know. H you all know class size, L you all know lower limit of model class. So this is very important. Now if I talk about median, so median is very important. So to find out median, we always make another table. One more table is there, which is of CF, cumulative frequency table. So median is what? The middle value, exact middle value. We can say median is middle value. So there is very important formula to calculate median, and the formula is L plus n by 2 minus CF divided by f into h. And here also you have to find out median class first. And median class is what? You all know, to find out median class, you have to find out n by 2 first. N by 2 is the half of sum of the frequency. Okay, now using this formula you can find out the median. Yes, there is very important relation between mean, mode and median. Mode can be written as of any same data, any data. So mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. This is empirical relationship between mean, mode and median. My dear champion, go and please keep this formula in mind. This formula, mode is equals to 3 median minus 2 mean. You might get question from this formula in objective. Thank you so much. Moving to next, probability. So probability is very important. So the formula of probability is P of any event is number of favorable outcome divided by total number of outcomes. So this is the formula, divided by total number of outcomes. Okay, this formula will help you out. So most probably 3 coins are tossed simultaneously. This is important. 3 coins tossed simultaneously. You might get question from this particular portion. So when 3 coins are tossed simultaneously, how many total possible outcomes comes? 8 possible outcomes. And let me give you, so you write the first table at the gapping of 1 for the first coin, head, tail, head, tail, head, tail, and head, tail. Make sure 8 should be there, 8 number, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now write the second row at the interval of 2 2, head, head, tail, tail, head, head, and now tail, tail. Now write the third at the interval of 4, head, 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 now tail, 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 tail. So these are the possible outcomes when 3 coins are tossed simultaneously. Okay, now when 2 coins are tossed simultaneously, how many possibilities are there? So how many possibilities are there? Head, head can be there, both the coin can show head, head. First can head, second can be tail, first can be tail, second can be head, and first can be head, tail, and second can be tail. So these are the possibilities. And third is 2 dices are thrown simultaneously. 2 dices are thrown simultaneously, very important. So when 2 dices are thrown simultaneously, how many possible outcomes comes? 36 possible outcomes comes, right? Like 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, and 1, 6. Similarly, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. What is this? 2 is number shown by number shown on first die, and 1 is number shown on second die. Similarly in 2, 4, 2 is the number shown on first die, and 4 is the number shown on second dice. Okay, similarly the last row will be 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, right? So these are the possibilities there might be when 2 dices are thrown simultaneously. Now the question can be, what will be the probability to getting the sum of the numbers shown on 2 dices are 9? What will be the probability when 2 dices are thrown that we are getting sum of the number is 9? So how many possibilities are there whose sum will be 9? So 6, 3 will be there, and if I talk about in 4, so in 5, 4 will be there. If I talk about in 3, so 3 and 6 will be there, 3, 6 will be there. If I talk about 2, so there will be no, because the maximum sum will be 8. So how many possibilities are there? 3, 6, 5, 4, and 4 will be also there. 4, 5 will also be there. 4, 5, because the sum of 4 and 5 is 9. So how many favorable outcome? 4 favorable outcome. So the probability to getting the sum of the number is 9, 4 by 36. And 4 by 36 will be equal to 1 by 9. So you might get question based on this. And playing cards, you all know playing cards. There are 52 cards of 4 category: spade, club, heart, and diamond, and each category contain 30 marks. Ace card 1, 3 card face, and 10 to 2. Okay, and one very important formula: the probability of occurring of event plus probability of not occurring of that event is equal to 1, my dear. So probability of an event plus probability of not occurring of that same event is equal to 1. Thank you so much for watching this video, my dear. All the very best. My blessings are with you. Go and you all can do wonder. All the very Best, my dear champion. You all are champion. All are champions. Go and give your best. And you all deserve good result. Thank you so much.